Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market update for December 2nd. We're seeing solid gains to start the day on Wall Street following a relatively positive November jobs report. The big surprise in the data was the unemployment rate, which dipped all the way to 8.6%, its lowest level in more than 2.5 years. Economists had been expecting it to hold steady at 9%. However, the decline was mainly due to a decrease in the size of the labor force. 315,000 Americans stopped looking for work last month. In terms of hiring, 120,000 non-farm jobs were added, roughly in line with estimates. And payrolls for both September and October were revised higher, showing an additional 72,000 jobs created above the original readings. Over the past year, the U.S. economy has gained an average of 131,000 jobs a month. That's cause for optimism among investors, but economists say employers would need to add about 250,000 jobs a month for several years to bring the unemployment rate back down to its pre-recession level of about 6%.
Following the data, U.S. Treasuries are recovering some of the ground they lost earlier. Right now, the yield on the benchmark 10-year note is up just slightly, at around 2.1%. But commodities are holding on to their gains. Crude oil is just below the $101 a barrel mark, and gold is rising to nearly $1,760 an ounce. One big reason for the rise in commodities is the relative weakness of the dollar this morning. At the moment, it's falling to right around 135 against the euro. Meanwhile, European government bonds, including Italian and Spanish debt, are rising in price, allowing interest rates to ease back from their recent dangerous levels.
Those market moves are mainly due to renewed optimism about the ability of European leaders to tackle the sovereign debt crisis. German Chancellor Angela Merkel told the country's parliament that she supports quick treaty changes that would pave the way for a closer fiscal union in the Eurozone. And French President Nicolas Sarkozy pledged to present proposals for coordinating budget policy across all 17 member nations at next week's Summit of European Leaders in Brussels. Merkel and Sarkozy will meet on Monday ahead of the summit to discuss the proposed treaty changes. Meanwhile, European Central Bank President Mario Draghi hinted that completion of a new fiscal compact by EU leaders could clear the way for more aggressive action by policymakers to combat the debt crisis.
On the corporate front, we're seeing big declines in shares of Research in Motion, down 7%. The maker of the BlackBerry smartphone said that it will fall short of its profit target for the next fiscal year because of lower unit shipments in the fourth quarter. And finally, we have a new initial public offering to tell you about. Online games developer Zynga is planning to sell 100 million shares at a price between $8.50 and $10 each. At the top of that range, the maker of the Farmville and Mafia Wars games would be worth nearly $7 billion. Zynga expects to begin trading on the NASDAQ under the symbol ZNGA by December 16th. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day and a fabulous weekend.